Rolls Radio.
I'm sitting here with Ryan O'Hara, co-founder and CEO of Pitchfire, and also musician. Ryan, what's up?
What's up, Chris? Do I call you Christian now? Do I call you Chris? What do I do?
Well, so I'm Rolls MacGyver, right? So I go by Rolls MacGyver. And essentially, that's a throwback to a band that I was in, and I was Rolls, and my buddy was Dice. We were Rolls and Dice, and we're still making music, and I still got some links to it and all that stuff on my website. But it's yeah. You could call me whatever, but the podcast is called Rolls Radio, right? And I interview musicians, and I say, and I've said it before, but it's an excuse for me to talk to musicians and connect with like-minded people. So we've got some music from Ryan, but before we go into that, I'm curious, and I want to hear a little bit about you're a owner, a co-founder, and a CEO of a business called Pitchfire. Can you just give us the high level, like what is Pitchfire? What problem are you solving? What is that?
Yeah, so in the startup world in the United States, there's a bunch of these venture capital firms. And what they do basically is they go and write checks out to a bunch of startup founders after hearing your idea, kind of like Shark Tank, right? And they take a piece of your company and get shares, and then they give you money, and then you use that money to grow your business. And their goal is to get those shares to be worth as much as possible so that if the company ever gets bought by somebody or IPOs or something, they make money on the money they gained from the money they originally put in. VC companies and venture capital investors get pitched thousands of times a year, and they generally don't look at pitches that come in from founders unless they were referred. What I'm trying to do, and the reason is because they couldn't possibly answer every single pitch that comes in. They get like Mark Cuban probably gets 5,000 pitches a day from a bunch of startup founders being like, hey, I had this crazy idea, right? So what we do is we make it so they can put a thing on their website and just upload a pitch deck if you're a founder, and we go analyze that pitch deck and it's scored against that investor's criteria of what they decide to write checks for. We look at their history of who they've invested in the past, who they've taken meetings with, their criteria, their thesis that they have, and we go and analyze all that stuff for them, and they can use us to filter in the best pitches that come into their pipeline to look at it. And that's what we do. I joined this version of the company I joined in February. I had another company I worked on before called Pitchfire that didn't work, and it sunsetted. So we're now using the same name for a new company. It just happens to fit perfectly.
Oh, gotcha. Interesting. Yeah, it's fascinating, the world of business, and I think it's interesting, particularly the musician brain, because I know you as a musician, and but the co-founder and CEO of a business. Entrepreneurship takes that creativity, right? I mean, you don't just get it right. It's like songwriting, right? You can write a million songs and you can't quite get them perfect, but like you keep trying. But that drive, that type of thing fascinates me as the entrepreneur, because as the musician, it's a similar thing. I mean, people try and make music and they try and share it online, and a lot of it's not getting listened to, and it's a struggle just to kind of connect with people. And you and I were kind of chatting a little bit before we scheduled this recording about like the way that musicians are sharing music on the web. And I mentioned the Nostr protocol, which is, you had mentioned, is a lot like, what is it, diaspora or diaspora?
I think I've been saying is diaspora, but it's one of those things where like I'm years deep now, don't know if it's right or wrong.
Yeah. Well, and it's just fascinating because there's the way that podcasting and RSS feed music and music is evolving, like ever since the days of Napster, right? When like it became the whole BitTorrent thing became a thing, and sharing music was online, and this whole thing, I feel like it's coming full circle with a modern sharing type of thing, and the Nostr protocol and how it all works. So that's why I brought that up. But it led us to a conversation that we're gonna play your music, but I'm curious about the Bitcoin story back in 2011. I just want you to share that real quick.
All right, so Christian was asking me before, like, hey, how familiar are you with like crypto stuff? And I'm like, not anymore. So many years ago, like 2010, 2011, I went to CES. I was working at a company called Dyn that got bought by Oracle for like $600 million in 2016. And they flew me out there, and I basically just made a bunch of content with people. Like I ran and did a run and gun camera shoot thing with a bunch of people, kind of like asking people stuff. And one of the people I featured was this guy named Tony Giuseppe, who is the CEO of a company called BitPay. And they were making like the first online wallet for Bitcoin specifically. And as a thank you for doing it, Tony gave me a card with a login to go into a wallet that had 200 units of Bitcoin sitting in it, which I have no idea. Back then, it was probably worth $11 or something. But like, I don't know. I remember I got it and it was like, I'll log into this thing eventually. I'll put it in my nightstand. So I put it in my nightstand in my house and let it sit there. And about 2 months later, a friend of mine moved from England and that was working with us at Dine, and they needed furniture. And I was like, I have 2 nightstands, just take one while you're here. And they ended up taking one there, and they took the one. I wasn't home when they came and took it. They took the one that had the Bitcoin, the wallet information in it, brought it to their apartment, and left it there. And then they went back to the England because their father died, and they just decided never to come back. And the old landlord threw away all the furniture that they had in their apartment, including the slip with the login instructions to get into a wallet with 200 units of Bitcoin. I believe that's worth millions of dollars today.
Yeah, tens of millions. Right?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't have to.
Yeah, it wasn't like partial units. It was like full units.
Yeah. Well, everyone.
That's all right.
I got into Bitcoin a couple years ago, and everyone has a story like that. Like there are stories like that because we don't know. But anyways, it brought me down a rabbit hole where I am today, and it's given actually me the concept of the scarcity of finances has given me hope, and the Nostr protocol on top of that. Anyways, that's besides kind of what, like, I just thought that was a funny anecdote of story there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna play a track here, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. So here we go. Okay. So I got to know, what are you using for your synths?
All right. So you ready for this?
Yeah.
We've got a Roland SH201
Okay.
recorded analog. We have the dynamic sweep patch that's in Logic.
Okay.
We've got a basic ARP, but I changed it to be as played instead of up down or down down up. I've got a Lin drum kit that I patched in using Easy Drummer. Man, I'm doing like a full analysis here.
I love
I
this.
got a I got a Moog little fatty that's probably the thick sound that you hear mainly
Oh,
during the
man.
verse and
It's
chorus.
so good.
That gets layered a couple times. So I do record that an octave lower, an octave higher. It sounds so good. It sounds like a straw that has too much synth pushing through it. It's so cool. It just organically sounds like that. It's thick. Yeah, and then on the vocals, I just have a bunch of compression. Like I compress layers on it on top of it to kind of give it a little bit of an 80s vibe.
Oh yeah, it's got it. Yeah, and you said you use Logic.
Yeah, I'm more of a Logic guy. I unfortunately have never had access to Pro Tools. So I like naturally progressed toward learning GarageBand and graduating to Logic eventually.
Oh, the Logic was it was first GarageBand, then Logic, and then I think ended up with Pro Tools. And I've had a version because they switched to a subscription model. I have an old Pro Tools 9, like a version on an old computer, and I'm like, I'm never touching this thing again. I'm never updating this computer again. I'm just going to use this. But I'm feeding my Ableton in anyways. But so I'd first shared that song. I had saw Smiths meets like Passion Pit, and so like clearly those references are coming in. Who else do you consider your influences in your musical style, and where does that come from?
Oh yeah. I definitely try a lot of my vocal stuff. It's really weird because you see all these synthwave bands, they always have like good singers and stuff. I'm like trying to do more of like the punk angle and like have a little bit of like Matt Skiba in it. You know what I mean? Like a little bit of a Skiba yell kind of blended
I
in.
can hear that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So like some Alkaline Trio in there a little bit. That's kind of like the blend of what I'm trying to do. And then the electronic stuff is more of like the reason I do it is honestly, I was joking about this with you privately before we recorded, but like I have done the band thing a bunch and it's just sometimes too hard to get everybody together.
Yeah.
To make stuff. And like you can make and write electronic music. The best thing, if someone's interested in doing music like this, the best thing I recommend is to like, don't write with all the patches and stuff. Just grab a piano and play chords and write a melody first and then transpose it over to that genre afterward. Like I could play these songs acoustic on piano and they would sound fine.
Right. And then you just kind of, it's interesting with working with MIDI, right? You can just change the virtual instrument, right? We don't have to do it like Mozart and Beethoven did, where they were the ones performing and writing and listening to the music and then transposing to violins and just move it over to the violin track.
Yeah. So I did that. The big thing that really kind of pushed me to start doing more of the electronic stuff is my brother Chris. He has house parties sometimes where people they come up with their synthesizers and play stuff. And I used to go watch and be like, shit, man, I should be playing this stuff. I record music all the time. Why aren't I not playing with these guys? And so I like started to make stuff so that I could play it by myself. And usually when I play it live, I have accompanying tracks and I just play the Moog parts. Like while I'm singing and stuff. I'm not like I'm not like a really good singer. I just kind of like staple it together. It's not like something I'm classically trained in, but I've kind of like forced myself to get mixed up in that a little bit more because you kind of have to do it if you want to do stuff by yourself.
Right. And if you want that specific sound like that with the vocal that has a sound. I agree. I'm not a good singer by any stretch, but I certainly like to do it when I'm recording music, just because it's fun.
I kind of like it. I kind of like it being gritty mixed. Yeah, I like it being gritty mixed with synth too. Like I feel like there isn't really a lot of everyone tries to make everything too perfect and polished sounding. I think when they do like that kind of like synthwave retrowave sound, and like I'm trying to bring a little bit of like, like that punk vibe a little bit with it. You know what I mean? Like I kind of don't mind that it like doesn't sound perfect a little bit. I like that imperfection a little.
I think that's probably, first of all, the melodic, the melodies, the harmonies, they're I love them, right? They're very much like they've got the hook, they've got the structure that's just like an attractive song. But I agree with you. There's like the element of non-polished, of rough, sounds good.
It feels played, right? Doesn't it
Yeah.
feel play? Like it feels like I'm playing it. I'm not hitting a space bar.
Yes. We talked about MIDI, right? And moving things and turning things around. But yeah, I often think about arranging an instrumentation. It's like, if I want to write a piano part or a guitar part or a bass part or this part or that part, I want to make sure that it's got some sort of flow from the start of the song to the end of the song, so that if there was ever a musician playing that part, it would be lyrical or whatever, or it would, whether it's accompaniment or melodic. But I think about that when I'm doing any arrangements. I don't know if there ever are more than just like an acoustic guitar and singing, that type of thing. But I love the synth driven stuff. It's cool because you've got immediately, and your noise floor is already higher. You've already got great sound quality just because synth is line level. When you're dealing with recording guitars, if you're in a basement or something, or a drum kit, it's like you're at the mercy of the way your room sounds, and the microphones make it sound. So there's a lot to it, but I don't know. I love the music. It's really cool. Are there plans to publish this stuff? I think this isn't really released. You haven't really posted it anywhere.
No, there's a premiere. That was a big premiere for the listeners here. Look at you guys. Yeah. No, I've only played that live for people. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna try and do is get 6 or 7 songs done. I have a couple others that are done right now, and then a bunch that you must have a roster of unfinished songs.
Oh yeah. It's
that like you're working on. Like the problem, you compared entrepreneurship kind of to music. The hardest part about both those things is you don't know when you're done. Like if you're the person that did it, so you have to be done. That track is probably 95% done. I'm thinking about if I want to extend one more outro, because it's so fun to play live. Like the wah, that part's so fun to play. So I don't like that I only play that once. I kind of wish I played it twice. So I'm wondering if I should do that, or I don't know. But
are there plans to be live, to perform live, or is it really?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm going to do that. I'm trying to figure out a way to do it so it doesn't sound like karaoke.
Yeah.
That's the other hard part because of everything. I've been studying a lot of I've been watching live videos of how bands like Churches does it. They actually have live drum. I probably would do live drums to make it feel more bandy, and then maybe add a second keyboardist to play some stuff too. Yeah. I don't want to be locked in on I would like to not be locked in on I have to play to this track specifically or I'm screwed. I want to have it be a little bit more of that jammy feel that you might see if you were going to go see a rock band or something.
Or human feel, like an actual human feel to it.
Yeah. So I have some other tracks that I'm working on too that are they use a lot of what I'm trying to do to make this set of 6 or 7 songs consistent is use consistent synth sounds and drum kits. So all of them will have the same kit and the same other stuff blended together so that it feels like it's one artist.
Yeah, one composition,
because it
an
is
album, or
but
right, yeah. You instead of just an acoustic track, solo track here, or a rock band style here, it's the same arrangement groups, the same instrumentation. So cool, man. All right, well, where can people find you? Where do people go to find Ryan? Right, where Pitchfire? I think you've got pitchfire.com. Where do you want people to go to just get in touch with you, I guess?
Yeah, that's actually a little tough right now because I have to set up a Spotify page and get stuff ripped out online. But I think if you wanted to, the place I have the biggest following on, unfortunately, right now is LinkedIn. So it's probably on there if you're a professional and listening to this. If you're not a professional and you're a musician, just follow me on Instagram. I think it's Mr. Ryan O'Hara or Dr. Ryan O'Hara or something, but that's probably the spot to follow me.
I can find it and put the links in the show notes. But at any rate, I just wanted to, if people like your music, want to, hear more of it or get in touch, I just give them that opportunity. But
it's Dr. Ryan O'Hara. Someone else took Mr. Ryan O'Hara. Those bastards.
Wow,
I do not have a PhD, so please don't message me pictures of your body parts asking what it means because I don't know.
All right, man. Well, that's all I wanted to cover today. And I think we could probably keep us updated with your music, or let me know when you've got more music. I love listening to it. So, thanks for coming on the show.
Awesome, man. Thanks for having me. I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.